Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Tumeva Madha cha Pida Tvameva Tumeva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tumeva Vidya Dravinam Tumeva Sarvam Amriteshwari Mam Tumeva Sarvam Amriteshwari Mam Tumeva Sarvam Amriteshwari Mam. Om Amriteshwari Namaha. We'll begin with a short meditation. Kindly sit straight and make sure your vertebral column, spinal column is erect. Slowly close your eyes. Try to focus your awareness on your breath. Breathing normally, but with full awareness of each and every inhalation and exhalation that passes through your body. We will now chant Om 3 times. As we chant Om, imagine the sound of Om slowly rising from your navel area, and as it goes up, cleansing your body and your mind and the atmosphere around you. Now kindly take a deep breath. Feel the reverberation of Om in each and every part of your body. Now slowly bring your awareness onto your breathing. And now as you breathe in, chant the mantra Ma silently along with your in-breath, and Om when you breathe out. Ma is a representation of divine love, and Om of divine light. As you breathe in and out, chanting Ma and Om, feel your heart being filled with that divine love and divine light, slowly and slowly. Slowly and slowly the reverberations of Ma and Om become more and more subtle. Instead of feeling the physical sound of Ma and Om, feel the vibrations and your mind becoming more and more subtle, going deeper and deeper. Now feel the love and the light slowly expanding your heart. And just like a flower that blossoms from being a bud, imagine your heart also opening just like the bud and becoming like a beautiful flower, giving fragrance and beauty to others. Imagine a ray of light going out from your heart filled with love and light, peace, bliss, and contentment to all the beings in this world, just like the rays of the sun. As the light falls on each and every one, imagine they also become more loving, more peaceful, more blissful, and more content. And while imagining so, we'll chant the Loka Samasta prayer 9 times. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu 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 Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Dhyayamo Dhabla Tejomayim Naistikim Snigdha Pangavilokinim Bhagavatim Mandasmidashrimukhim Valsalyamritavarshinim Sumaduram Sangeetanaalapinim Shamangim Madhasekta Suktim Amritanandatmikam Ishwarim Om Sadashivasambarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryandam Vande Guru Parambaram Sruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Bhadarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritav Vande Bhagavando Punah Punaha Ishwarav Gururakmede Murti Bheda Vibhagini Vyamavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha Om Amriteshwaryaye Namaha. It's been a long time, so just recollect where we are and to understand. We were looking at the skanda about the 10th skanda, which deals with the birth of Lord Krishna. And we saw the birth of Krishna and how he was transported to the Gokula, and how Kamsa also heard, when he tried to kill the Yogamaya that was the 8th child, and it was they were exchanged, and the Yogamaya escaped out of the hands of Kamsa and declared to him that the 8th child has already been born and definitely will kill him. So Kamsa started getting afraid, and one of the things, that first thing he did was, there was some remorse in him, and he let Vasudeva and Devaki out of the prison. And Vasudeva and Devaki were out of the prison, and what happened was, then he started sitting there and thinking about what to do. Then as his demonic advisors were surrounding him, they advised, saying that you should not keep quiet. These devas, that is the demigods, what can they do? They spend their time either resounding, spend their days trembling in the resounding twang of your bowstrings. And so when you go out, they were giving him courage and saying that when they are struck by your missiles, they only start running away. So even he was saying that they cannot, there is nobody to fight. And how can Hari means Lord Vishnu, who hides himself in solitude, what can he do? And what can Shambhu, that is Lord Shiva, who lives in the crematoria, where men cannot even enter, do? And what can Indra do with little prowess? And what can Brahma do, who is always engaged in tapas? So he says, they tell him that as a disease, if neglected at first, will get rooted in the body, and then it becomes difficult to treat it and get it out. So senses too cannot be controlled if they are let loose in the beginning. So too an enemy proves difficult to uproot if he is not allowed to get strong. And they say that Lord Vishnu, Mahavishnu is the basic support of the Devas, and Mahavishnu is present where Sanatana Dharma is observed. Therefore, what we'll do is the Asuras, the friends of Kamsa, say that we shall bring about the destruction of all holy men and Vedic scholars, because they practice Sanatana Dharma. And also, you just stop everything, kill all the cows whose milk products make the yajna, that is the sacrifice, possible. So when they do the sacrifice, they do with ghee and other butter and all these other milk products. So once the cows are taken away, then there won't be any more milk products. And so they are also making fun of Lord Vishnu. And so by this advice by his vicious ministers, Kamsa, who was already bound by the noose of Yama, let loose a policy of persecution of all holy men. So he directed all those people who were naturally disposed to evil and oppression, and he had the capacity to assume any form they liked, to carry on a campaign of persecution of all good and God-fearing men. So, as Amma says, many a times this happens when the devotion aspect is slowly weaning. And that's when the demons come. And when the demons go and catch the throat of the holy men and the people who are doing sadhana, then they start crying to God. So they are forced to cry to God. So it makes them cry. So this is one of the tricks that God himself plays on them. So it's also, then what they did was also, they went after all the children also, to kill all the children as earlier ordained by Kansa. Meanwhile, in Gokula, in Vrindavan, what happened was there was the celebration. And Sri Shuka said, delighted at the birth of his son, the noble Nanda, after taking a bath and changing into holiday dress, sent for experts in the science of divining the future. He also had properly performed the birth ceremonies, the purificatory rites, the worship of devas and pitris, and prayers for the welfare of the infant. He made a gift of well-decorated cows, numbering 2 lakhs, that's 200,000, to holy men. He gave away 7 hillocks of sesame seeds, covered with gold-bordered cloth and precious gems. Material objects gain purity by passage of time. The body by bathing and rubbing, dirty places by cleaning, the embodied being by the purificatory rites, the senses by austerity, and the rituals by sacrifices, wealth by gifts, mind by peace, and the jiva by the knowledge of the Atman. So, it's a very beautiful example that which they are saying here. If we hold on to something, maybe there is some value to it, but as we keep on holding, it loses its real value. So one thing he says is, as just like the material objects gain purity by passage of time, and the body by bathing, and dirty places by cleaning, and so the rituals, wealth is purified by giving gifts, and rituals by sacrifices, and mind is purified by peace, and the jiva by the knowledge of the Atman, of the Supreme Consciousness. And the Brahmanas, the bards, the minstrels, and the heralds pronounced blessings, musicians sang, and drums and kettle drums and other percussion instruments sounded again and again. The entrance of the courtyards and the apartments in all the houses of the Vrija were well swept and cleaned. Colorful flags, wreaths, banners, festoons, and other decorations sprang up everywhere. The bulls, cows, and calves were anointed with turmeric mixed oil, and they were decorated with mineral paints, peacock feathers, flower wreaths, silken scarves, and golden chains. You can just imagine all these things. The cows and the calves wearing the peacock feathers and decorated with cloth and silk scarves. So, O king, the cowherds, that is the gopas, dressed in costly silk cloths, coats and turbans, and bearing various ornaments, came with rich presents to see the newborn infant. The gopis, the cowherders, too overjoyed to hear the birth of a son to Yashoda, dressed themselves in all their finery, put on their jewels, and painted their eyes with collyrium. And heavy-hipped, and they started in haste with presents in hand, their faces conspicuously shining with the color of the new saffron powder they had applied. So, you know what they were using as makeup in those days? As you know, it's a turmeric and saffron powder. So the gopis, that is the cowherdesses, had put on the saffron powder and also the turmeric, and they were also on their way to see Lord Krishna, the baby Krishna. And the way to Nanda's house was dotted with batches of these gopis, all bejeweled with shining ornaments for their ear, neck, hands, etc., dressed in their best garments and decorated with flowers that fell in heaps from their locks. They pronounced blessings on the infant, saying, "May you rule long over your subjects." And they sprinkled turmeric-colored water over people and sang. So it's like the holy. They were sprinkling turmeric-colored water, and in honor of the advent of the Supreme and the Infinite Lord to Nanda's Vrija, as Krishna the Incarnate, many kinds of musical instruments were sounded. And the rejoicing gopas, the cowherds, sprayed at one another milk, yogurt, ghee, water, and pelted balls of butter. So it's really a festival of Holi, and that was, what they also had in their homes, in plenty, that milk, yogurt, ghee,
And so they were pelting each other with balls of butter also. And to all the artists like bards, minstrels, and the heralds, Nanda made presentations of clothes, ornaments, cows, and money. So it was in those days, it was very common to give all these presents to the people there who will come. So they will give cows, they will give money, and also grains, and several other things. So in order to propitiate the Lord, and for the future well-being of his son, Nanda made all these gifts without stint, satisfying the needs of the people. And congratulated by Nanda, Rohini Devi also walked about there, bedecked with new clothes, necklaces, and other ornaments. So, as you know, so Rohini Devi, who was the mother of Balarama, also came at that time. And from that day onwards, Brija, being the residence of Hari, became also the playground of Sri, where all round prosperity reigned. So, in one sense, what happens is wherever there is Lord Vishnu, there is Lakshmi also. So, that's why Sri, that is Goddess Lakshmi, which is the sign of prosperity, also reigned there. And so this is at the time when Lord Krishna was born. So then what happened was the next one is that Nanda Gopa, the father of Lord Krishna, at that time, one day Nanda, entrusting the protection of Gokula to other Gopas, went to Mathura to pay his annual tribute to Kamsa. Hearing that brother Nanda had come to Mathura to pay his tribute, Vasudeva went to meet him at his residence after Nanda had finished remitting the tribute. So as you know, Vasudeva and Nanda are brothers. So he went there, and after he met Kamsa and gave all the money to Kamsa, he came home to meet Vasudeva. And Vasudeva's arrival, Nanda got up from his seat in great delight, like a body into which prana has come back, and embraced him with overflowing affection. And O king, after giving a cordial reception and making the usual inquiries, Vasudeva sat down and asked about the welfare of his sons with great eagerness. Of course, Vasudeva knew that Lord Krishna was his son too. And he did remember taking Lord Krishna to Gokula. Oh brother, it is indeed a great fortune that you, who were childless till now and had given up even the hope of getting any children, have at this advanced age got an issue. So issue here means child, right? So it's not a problem. And so he was happy, saying that after becoming so old, and when you're almost nearing old age where you cannot even have children, now that you've got a child. And it looks like as if I am meeting you after a new rebirth. For in this transmigratory existence, meeting with a dear friend is a very rare occurrence. Just as leaves, grass, etc., flowing in a current of water cannot remain together, so also men caught in the current of diverse types of karmas cannot remain together for long, however dear they may be to one another. Brihadvana, where you now stay with all your kith and kin, do you find it a healthy place for cattle to thrive? Do you have there plenty of fodder and vegetation? And oh brother, you know that a child of mine is now living with his mother in your place, looking upon you as his father and being taken care of by you as your son. Man should seek for worldly goods only in the interest of his kith and kin. When they are in misery, they are of no significance for him. And Nanda said, so until now, Vasudeva is talking to Nanda and also reminding him that, Lord Krishna is his child, and Nanda Gopa is taking care of Lord Krishna. And he's saying that only seek worldly goods in the interest of the family. And when somebody is in misery, none of these worldly goods will be of use. And Nanda said, alas, many a child you have had by Devaki Devi has been killed by Kamsa. And the last one that was left, a girl, has gone to the heavenly region. And these living beings are all creatures of the unseen. They are supported by the unseen. They go to the unseen. He who knows this does not grieve. Vasudeva said, you have paid the annual tribute to the king. We friends have also met each other. Do not then stay here for long, for in your Gokula many omens portending evil are seen. So Vasudeva says, please go back immediately. Because there are so many, ill omens that is being seen, evil omens are seen. So please go back immediately back to Gokula. And as directed by Vasudeva, Nanda took leave of him and went directly to Gokula in his ox-drawn chariot. Sri Shuka said, while traveling, Nanda mused in his mind that the words of Vasudeva could not be false. Out of fear of the portents announced, he took refuge in Sri Hari for protection. So he started praying to Lord Vishnu. Meantime, a terrible demoness named Putana. Putana was also the sister of Kamsa. An expert in infanticide, had at Kamsa's behest begun to move about the towns, villages and cowherd settlements in order to slaughter all infants. And it is only where people in the course of their worldly activities do not hear and chant the names of the Lord, which destroy all evil psychic forces, that demoness and such evil beings can thrive, not surely in Vrija, where the Lord himself had incarnated. So they're saying, demoness can thrive in places where there is no worship, there is no sacrifices. And what they can do is, when you go to Vrija, there is Gokula, where the Lord himself is residing, that they cannot do anything. So the demoness Putana, who could travel anywhere, in any form, one day entered the Gokula of Nanda, taking the form of an attractive woman by her magical powers. And with an abundance of Mallika blossoms, that is jasmine blossoms, in her gathered locks, and a dress of attractive garments with a face surrounded by frontal locks and earrings with a delightful smile, she appeared among the people of Gokula, attracting the minds of all and impressing the gopis as if she were Lakshmi herself, who came with a lotus flower in hand to greet her Lord. So she was so attractive that probably the gopis started thinking, oh, it must be Lord Lakshmi herself who is coming to see the Lord. This infanticide Putana, who arrived at Gokula by chance in her search for infants, saw lying on his bed that infant, the death dealer to evil ones, like a fire whose brilliance is hidden under a layer of ashes. And the child, who was none other than the indweller of all beings, recognized her at once as a killer of little ones. And yet the omnipotent Lord remained quiet, with eyes closed as befits a child. Like a man taking up a sleeping snake in the wrong belief that it is only a rope, she took into her lap that infinite being who was to be death to her, mistaking him to be a mere infant. So Putana did not really understand the real nature of Lord Krishna. She thought it was just a very ordinary child, and by which she could easily kill him. And the mothers Yashoda and Rohini, on noticing that handsome lady within the house, stood there merely looking on, stunned and immobilized by the hypnotic power of that fair-looking lady who was like a sword in a sheath, hard-hearted and evil-minded within, though glamorous and well-dressed outside. So that was they could not understand the real nature of Putana. And sitting there, that cruel woman put the infant on her lap and applied him to her breast, which had been treated with highly toxic poison. With considerable annoyance, the infant gripped and pressed her breast and began to suck, drawing out her very life energy in the process. As her life force was thus being drained from her vital parts, she cried out, "Enough, enough, release me, release me." And with eyes protruding and body perspiring profusely, she dashed her feet and hands again and again with a loud cry. That terrific cry of hers caused tremors on earth and its mountains, and seemed to cause reverberations in the planet-studded heavens above and neither worlds below. And mistaking it for a thunderclap, nervous men collapsed to the ground. Thus mortally hit, the demoness, resuming her real form, fell dead, with hands and feet outstretched and hair disheveled, even like with Vritrasura, fell and struck dead by the thunderbolt of Indra. So, this is what happened to Putana. So, when she tried to feed Lord Krishna the milk from her own breast, but the breast being anointed with poison. And finally, the Lord sucks the life force from her and she falls dead. There is an interesting link to this from the past. Do you remember the story of Mahabali? Onam, right? And when Mahabali, so Vamana, that is Lord Vishnu, comes into the sacrificial place of Mahabali. Mahabali's daughter was also there. And she was totally enamored by Vamana. And she had a desire. She wanted Vamana, a child like Vamana. Or in fact, she wanted Mahavishnu as her own child. And what happened was later when Mahavishnu revealed his true form and he became so big, so she got really upset that Vishnu was actually betraying her father. So she got so angry, and she got angry with Mahavishnu that in the latter, that is when Lord Krishna was born, she was born as the demoness Putana. But because of her desire, the initial desire to have a child like Lord Vishnu, she had the good fortune to feed him. So that desire was there. So, but actually, what happened was in the end, Lord Vishnu was giving her, self-realization. And it was the end of all her births, and she just merged in the supreme consciousness after the death. Because, of course, she was killed by the Lord himself. So that's the reason, there's a link, there's a karma from the previous births attached to this. Even though it's a story, it's very beautiful. That's why I mentioned it here. And to the astonishment of all, she proved a menace even after death. As her falling dead body almost pulverized all the trees within a distance of 6 kroshas, like more than 6 miles, we can say that all the trees were completely powdered by just her falling on down. And the Gopas and the Gopis had already their ears, hearts and heads pierced by the terrific howl of the demoness. And now they began to tremble on seeing that most fearful form of hers. Her gruesome fangs looked like lead bars. Her nostrils like mountain caves. And her breasts like huge rocks fallen from the mountain top. And her eyes like deep, dry, unused wells. Her hips like sand dunes. Her limbs like canal embankments. And her abdomen like a dry lake. Seeing the infant fearlessly kicking his limbs, lying on the dead body of the demoness, the gopis took him up in their hands with greatly agitated minds. So they were all concerned about Lord Krishna, but they saw Lord Krishna beautifully lying on top of Putana and smiling. And they with Yashoda and Rohini did the occult rites for the safety of the child, like waving cowtails over his body. So they were even now and even in olden days, it is said that whenever the children have some form of disease or any problems, they think that there is some bad energy or evil energy affecting them. So that's why they do all these things like weaving cow tails over his body, and they do they take turmeric and chant the mantra and bring it around the body of the child. Then finally they throw it away. All these things they do just to protect the child from all the evil forces. So that's what they were thinking at that time, that they wanted to protect Lord Krishna from all the evil forces. They then bathed the infant in cow's urine and smeared his body with dust trodden by the hoofs of the cows. Because, the cows were an integral part of their lives. So you have to understand, everything was very holy for them. Whatever the products that they received from the cows were very holy to them. So even though, they smeared, they bathed him cow's urine, one might think, it's a very degrading or thing, which they must have done from the past and very gross in nature. Amma used to say this, that cow's urine, actually, the cow's urine and the dung, the poop from the cow, in olden times, it used to be such a medicine. They used to collect cow's urine, they used to collect the cow dung, and use them as fertilizers. And the cow dung, as you know, it was smeared in front of the house every morning, and it is said that it had the capacity to kill the bacteria. Amma used to say that in olden times, whenever they had wounds, they used to apply cow dung, and the wounds used to get healed. But not now, because the cows eat something totally different now. So they then bathed the infant in cow's urine and smeared his body with dust trodden by the hooves of the cows. And afterwards they applied dried cow dung powder on 12 parts of the body, uttered the sacred names of Mahavishnu. They then purified themselves by achamana and did nyasa on themselves, and then on the body and the limbs of the infant, uttering the bija mantras. So the achamana is with water, and the nyasa is also a process of cleansing. They did all these things by chanting the bija mantra. And then they prayed, "May the birthless one protect his feet, the neck, jeweled one, his knees, the yajna, famed one, his thighs, the unswerving one, his hips, the horse-necked one, his abdomen, Keshava, his heart, Isha, his chest, Surya Narayana, his neck, Vishnu, his arms, the sacred-footed one, his face, and Ishvara, his head." So they are praying for the protection of the different gods and goddesses. "And may Hari, armed with discus, protect you in front. May he with his mace protect from behind, and may Madhusudana with bow and Ajana with sword protect you on both sides. May Urugaya with conch protect you from the corners, Upendra from the above, Tarkshya from the ground, and the plow-armed one from all sides." So these are all different names for Lord Vishnu itself. And so they are asking protection from Lord Vishnu. And in fact, they are asking for protection for Vishnu from Vishnu itself. "And may Rishikesha protect your senses. May Narayana protect your pranas. May the Lord of Shvetadibha protect your chitta. And Yogeshwara, your mind. And may Prishnigarbha protect your buddhi. And the Supreme Bhagavan, your soul. May Govinda protect you while playing, and Ramapadi when you sleep. May Vaikunda protect you while walking, and Sripati while sitting. May the Lord of all sacrifices, the terror of evil psychic forces, protect you while eating. And whatever destroyers of children are, like the Dakinis, Rakshasis, Kushmandas, whatever evil forces there be that attack the body, the vitality and the senses, like Bhutas, Pretas, Pishachas, Yakshas, Rakshasas, Kotaras, Vinayakas, Revatis, Jeshtas, and go on, and whatever young planets and old planets are seen in dreams indicating evil portents, may all these be utterly destroyed in dread of the Lord's name. So, they are, asking for protection of the child in every form and every way they can, by chanting the different names of the God itself. So this protection, so that the protection be with the child, with child Lord Krishna. And Sri Shuka said, after the Gopas had, out of their affection, taken these psychic measures for the protection of the baby, Yashoda applied it to her breast and laid it down for sleep. And by this time, Nanda and the Gopas who had accompanied him to Kamsa's capital at Madura returned and were astonished to find the dead body of Putana. They said Vasudeva had indeed proved himself to be a rishi or a master yogi, for the portents about which he have come true. So you remember he had told Nandagopa to go fast because they were all ill omens. So he said that has really come true now. They had the huge body of Putana cut to pieces with axe, and carrying it some distance from their residence, cremated it on firewood pyre. But lo, as the carcass burned, the sweet smell of sandalwood spread from it everywhere. This was because Putana had suckled Krishna and had thereby become free from every sin. A killer of numerous infants, a vampire, even this demoness Putana attained to mukti, that is freedom or realization, because she had fed Krishna, though it with murderous intention. What a glorious destiny would then be awaiting those who offer to Krishna what is the nearest and dearest to them, just as his loving mothers did. Those sacred feet of his, which devotees cherish in their hearts, which receive the worship of even those who are the objects of the world's adoration. With those feet he stepped into her lap and sucked at her breast, with the consequence that, even though she was a demoness, she got the reward due to the mother of God incarnate, namely the attainment of eternal bliss. What shall we then say of those mothers and the cows who fed him with milk, with great love and attention? O King, never can ignorance-born samsara be the fate of those whose breast milk, overflowing out of love, happened to be drunk by Krishna, the bestower of all boons, including mukti, of those who always regarded him as their son and loved him in that attitude. So the beauty of that actually was, when Putana died and then they had cremated her body, it was still smelling so just like sandalwood. And surprised at the sweet-smelling smoke coming out of the funeral flames of Putana, the inhabitants of Vrija returned to their homes, remarking on this strange phenomenon on their way. And Nanda and the Gopas of his party were wonderstruck to hear from the other Gopas about the arrival of Putana, of her death, and the safe survival of this infant. O scion of the noble house of Kuru, Nanda took up his son with the feeling that he was being restored from death and experienced the greatest delight, smelling the crown of the baby's head. And whoever hears with faith and devotion the story of Putana's liberation, which constitutes a playful deed of the Lord's infancy, will gain less loving for Lord Krishna. So the final result of listening to this story, that's what they are saying. With faith. That's the most important thing. Amma was recently saying that 3 things is faith. One is Guru. The second one is mantras. And the third one is tirtha, or holy places, or holy rivers. Recently, as you know, the Kumbh Mela was happening, right? And millions of people went and took bath in the Kumbh Mela. And so many people did say that their experience was so spiritual. And of course, it was so well organized. Not only that, the people who went there had such a good experience. And imagine, for these millions of people, food was free. They didn't have to pay for food. And they could stay there also, in tents. And so imagine this pilgrimage, going there, taking bath. When we look at it just very objectively, it will seem like you're just going to a river, dipping in a river, and what's so great about it? So, but the people who went there and experienced all these things had great time. And they had a real spiritual awakening when they came back. Many of them said that, it really changed their lives. So, similarly, as I said, the whole essence of Bhagavata is being explained here. It is all about faith. Whether you want to believe in Putana's story or not, that's up to you. You can believe, or you don't have to believe. And nobody is forcing you to believe. And somebody can say that is exaggeration. But one thing I'll tell you, as they describe Putana's body, when they cremated it, it had a nice smell. And because of it, she got liberated by Lord Krishna. And not only that, she fed Lord Krishna. I myself had experienced this. Not Putana's death, but I'm talking about another death, which is, the famous poet Ottu Namburipad, who lived in the ashram, Amma's ashram, and he passed away there. And in the final moments, Amma came and took him and put him on her lap. And in one of the songs he wrote like 25 years ago, he had said that he had the wish to die in the lap of the Holy Mother, watching the beautiful form of Krishna. That's what he expressed through that song. And he was a great devotee of Lord Krishna. But when he met Amma, he used to live in Guruvayur, where Lord Krishna's temple was there. After he met Amma, he moved to Amritapuri. So, as described by him, he left his body in the lap of the Divine Mother, thinking about Lord Krishna. And after the funeral was over, one strange thing that I observed, the cadaver, after some time it becomes stiff, right? A few hours later it becomes stiff. So they had cremated Ottur Namburipad only after, I think just a the next day only after he passed away. And one thing I noticed was his hands were so flexible. And it was so pliable also. And I was moving his hands for some reason, and I realized it was not like the hands of a dead person. And it was still not, like frozen or it was stiff. So when I was coming back, I was standing there when Amma was coming back, and Amma read my mind. And as she was going up, she asked me this question. Why was his body so flexible? Why was he so, it was not like a dead person's body. And at that time, I did not have an answer. But later on, when I read some of these scriptures, they said, when you realize during the time of death, what happens is this, then it will not be an ordinary death. And that is actually shown through the dead body itself. Because they have attained to realization. So the body is not like the body of an ordinary person who dies. So just like this, they are explaining about Putana's body. Even though she was a demoness, her body was smelling like sandalwood, had such a fragrance. Why? Because she attained to realization by feeding Lord Krishna. And just imagine that is her hand, by feeding Lord Krishna. Even though, as I say, with the evil intent. So that's why they are saying, even people who had an evil intent attain to realization. So what to talk about those people who had so much of devotion? So similarly, in our lives also, we can say the same thing about Amma. When we serve Amma, when we do something to Amma with love and with devotion, certainly that is bound to give some kind of a result, whatever the result may be. And so let's pray, that we keep on serving Amma with our heart and with our full heart and with devotion, not to receive anything. So that's one thing. It's not to receive this. If you have that expectation, then it's wrong. But just to serve Amma and have that opportunity to have the great blessing of serving Amma, who is, the Divine Mother herself in this form, and which is also a rare opportunity, a rare blessing which we are all getting through in this life. So may we receive those blessings in many forms and pass on to others also. So that is the main important thing. It's not to keep to ourselves, but we have to receive whatever blessings we get from Mama. Let us give it to others as well, share with others. Om Amriteshwari Namah. सकलागम संस्तुते मतिमोहन विग्रहे मुनिमानस मोहने ललिते जगदाश्रये
सकलागम संस्तुते मतिमोहन विग्रहे मुनिमानस शोभने ललिते जगदाश्रये
सकलागम संस्तुते मतिमोहन विग्रहे मुनिमानस शोभने ललिते जगदाश्रये
सकलागम संस्तुते मतिमोहन विग्रहे मुनिमानस शोभने ललिते जगदाश्रये
अमृतेश्वरी जगदाश्रये अमृतेश्वरी जगदाश्रये अमृतेश्वरी जगदाश्रये अमृतेश्वरी जगदाश्रये सुरवन्द्य पदाम्बुजे सनकादिषु सेव्यते सुरवन्द्य पदाम्बुजे सनकादिषु सेव्यते महिते ममदापहे ललिते जगदाश्रये महिते ममदावहे ललिते जगदाश्रये महिते ममदापहे ललिते जगदाश्रये अमृतेश्वरी जगदाश्रये अमृतेश्वरी जगदाश्रये अमृतेश्वरी अमृतेश्वरी जगदाश्रये दुरिदामय भञ्जगे प्रणवाम्बुधि संस्थिते दुरिदामय भञ्जगे प्रणवाम्बुधि संस्तुते प्रणवाम्बुधि संस्थिते सुखदे सुरनायके ललिते जगदाश्रये सुखदे सुरनायके ललिते जगदाश्रये सुखदे सुरनायके ललिते जगदाश्रये अमृतेश्वरी जगदाश्रये अमृतेश्वरी जगदाश्रये अमृतेश्वरी जगदाश्रये अमृतेश्वरी जगदाश्रये अमृतेश्वरी जगदाश्रये अमृतेश्वरी जगदाश्रये जगदाश्रये अमृतेश्वरी जगदाश्रये अमृतेश्वरी जगदाश्रये सांगुसधर पाप विनाशन पाहि दयामय गणनाथा
सांगुसधर पाप विनाशन पाहि दयामय गणनाथा
सांगुसधर पाप विनाशन पाहि दयामय गणनाथा
सांगुसधर पाप
श्रीकर जय प्रणवाम्बुज निलया श्री शिव तनया सुर सेव्या
श्रीकर जय प्रणवाम्बुज निलया श्री शिव तनया सुर सेव्या
श्रीकर जय प्रणवाम्बुज निलया श्री शिव तनया सुर सेव्या
श्रीकर जय प्रणवाम्बुज निलया श्री शिव तनया सुर सेव्या
पीताम्बरधर भीति विभञ्जन चारुकलेवर विधि वन्द्या
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 हेरम्बा सुख शान्ति विदायक नीरजलोचन शिव सदना
हेरम्बा सुख शान्ति विदायक नीरजलोचन शिव सदना
शाङ्कुशधर
पाप विनाशन पाहि दयामय गणनाथा
श्रीकर जय
प्रणवाम्बुज निलया श्री शिव तनया सुर सेव्या
श्री शिव तनया सुर सेव्या
श्री शिव तनया सुर सेव्या
त्राहि परात्पर भूरि कृपाकर मादङ्गानन हृदयेशा
त्राहि परात्पर भूरि कृपाकर मादङ्गानन हृदयेशा
त्राहि परात्पर भूरि कृपाकर मादङ्गानन हृदयेशा
त्राहि परात्पर भूरि
गणेश्वर विघ्न विशासक सद्गतिदायक जय देवा।
गणेश्वर विघ्न विनाशक सद्गतिदायक जय देवा।
पाशाङ्कुशधर पाप विनाशक महिदयामय गणनाथा। श्रीकर जय प्रणवाम्बुज निलया श्री शिव तनया सुर सेव्या।
श्रीकर जय प्रणवाम्बुज निलया श्री शिव तनया सुर सेव्या।
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 मुरली मनोहर माधवा यदुराजनन्दन सुन्दर। मुरली मनोहर माधवा यदुराजनन्दन सुन्दरा।
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 करुणार्द्रमानस मोहना व्रजलोकनायक नन्दना।
करुणाद्रमानस मोहना व्रजलोकनायक नन्दना।
बोलो माधवा गावो केशवा मधुसूदना ब्रजनन्दना।
माधवा गावो केशवा
Keshava Madhusudana Brajanandana Radha Krishna Gopi Krishna Jai Jai Murli Krishna
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 Vanamala Bhushana Bhupade Sishupala Sudana Sripade
Vanamala Bhushana Bhupate Shishupala Sudana Sripade
Vanamala Bhushana Bhupade Sishupala Sudana Sripade
Vanamala Bhushana Bhupate Shishupala Sudana Sripade
Pasupala Balaka Shamala Madhura Puradeva Mangala
Vasudeva Balaka Shamala Madhura Puradipa Mangala
Bolo Madhava Gao Keshava Madhusudana Brajanandana
Madhava Gao Keshava Madhusudana Brajanandana
Radha Krishna Gopi Krishna Jai Jai Murli Krishna
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 जय जय देवी दयाल हरि।
जय देवी दयाल हरि।
जय जय देवी दयाल हरि।
जय देवी दयाल हरि।
अमृतपुरेश्वरि पालय मां।
अमृतपुरेश्वरि पालय मां।
अमृतपुरेश्वरि पालय मां।
अमृतपुरेश्वरि पालय मां।
जय जय देवी दयाल हरि।
जय देवी दयाल हरि।
जय जय देवी दयाल हरि।
जय देवी दयाल हरि।
कमले कमला सन सहिते।
कमले कमलासन सहिते।
कमले कमला सन सहिते।
कमले कमलासन सहिते।
अद्भुत चरिते पालय मां।
अद्भुत चरिते पालय मां।
अद्भुत चरिते पालय मां।
अद्भुत चरिते पालय मां।
चतुर्मुख बाले मां पाहि।
चतुर्मुख भारे मां पाहि।
चतुर्मुख भार्य मां पाहि।
चतुर्मुख भारे मां पाहि।
वाणी सरस्वती वाग्देवी।
वाणी सरस्वती वाग्देवी।
वाणी सरस्वती वाग्देवी।
वाणी सरस्वती वाग्देवी।
जय जय देवी दयाल हरि।
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 अमृतपुरेश्वरि पालय मां।
अमृतपुरेश्वरि पालय मां।
अमृतपुरेश्वरि पालय मां।
अमृतपुरेश्वरि पालय मां।
कमले कमलासन सहिते।
कमले कमलासन सहिते।
कमले कमलासन सहिते।
कमले कमलासन सहिते।
अद्भुत चरिते पालय मां।
अद्भुत चरिते पालय मां।
अद्भुत चरिते पालय मां।
अद्भुत चरिते पालय मां।
चतुर्मुख भार्ये मां पाहि।
चतुर्मुख भारे मां पाहि।
चतुर्मुख भार्ये मां पाहि।
चतुर्मुख भारे मां पाहि।
वाणी सरस्वती वाग्देवी।
वाणी सरस्वती वाग्देवी।
वाणी सरस्वती वाग्देवी।
वाणी सरस्वती वाग्देवी।
जय जय देवी दयाल हरि।
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 दयाल हरि।
दयाल हरि।
दयाल हरि।
दयाल हरि।
दयाल हरि। दयाल हरि। दयाल हरि। दयाल हरि। जय जय देवी दयाल हरि। अमृतपुरेश्वरि पालय मां। अमृतपुरेश्वरि पालय मां। जय जय देवी दयाल हरि। दयाल हरि। दयाल हरि।
जय जय बोलो सद्गुरु माता अमृतानंदमयी देवी की जय। अमृतेश्वरी मंगलम प्रणमदा मुक्तिप्रदे मंगलम भुवनेश्वरी मंगलम सुकृतिना एकाश्रये मंगलम। अमृतेश्वरी मंगलम प्रणमदा मुक्तिप्रदे मंगलम भुवनेश्वरी मंगलम सुकृतिना एकाश्रये मंगलम। हृदयेश्वरी मंगलम हृदिलसत्तेजोमयी मंगलम मृदुभाषिणी मंगलम विजयदा प्रेमाग्रदे मंगलम विजयदा प्रेमाग्रदे मंगलम विजयदा प्रेमाग्रदे मंगलम। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मा अमृतं गमय। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु। लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु। लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।